This is Amanda. It's a very classic haircut. It's a bob. But to make it special and to update a classic, we use the razor. Now we use the razor to break the inside of the haircut, outside texture, inside texture, to achieve these different lengths that allow the versatility from being a very classic one length look to this look here, which is done with Death Valley. Versatility is everything in our haircuts, so we want to make sure we get that. And even in the bangs, we use the scissors, but then we break into the center with the razor, and I'm sure you enjoy this. Here we're going to look at Amanda. I've been cutting Amanda's hair for about 6 years, but I think it's quite courteous every time you do a haircut to do another consultation and just to relook textures. She had just colored her hair in New York, so we decided that a new haircut would follow. It's not just the consultation, it's giving yourself the time to look through, think about what you're going to do, check in lengths. Her hair's all one length, she's got the bangs, and it's just important. You know, it makes her feel good that I'm really taking my time preparing for the haircut, because the consultation is where all of the complications, all of the ideas really come together. And if you could hear inside my head, you would hear, this is good, da-da-da, I got to do that. Where's the texture going to be? You know, how much do I put in? And it's all that work that you do, and you can actually, well, most of the times you will be talking to your client, because the information you get in a consultation is really what dictates how the haircut's going to go. Everybody's calmed down, we know what we're going to get, products have been discussed. Here she's laughing, I probably said something funny. But the consultation is the most important part of the haircut for me. And she's going to bite the brush. Products. It's so important that we decide up front what she wants to do with her hair to then allow me to do the haircut that matches her needs. Products are very, very important here because that's what she needs to control her hair. And the right products in the right hands with the right haircut, you got magic. And here I've just pulled her hair back because, you know, even checking that I've got all the lengths that to do a ponytail or to put her hair up, do a French twist, is so important, because at this point, everything I'm going to be doing, I can't recheck. You know, that looks amateur. I have to look professional and have all this information to do the best haircut that I can for her. So Amanda had shampooed her hair earlier that day with the Bel Air shampoo and conditioner, just to put the moisture back into her hair. Obviously it's coloured. It is her favourite shampoo. So we're just going to go through it and use the one and prep it for the haircut. I like the hair to be damp, not too wet, because I'm going to be using a razor. And with razor cutting, you need the action and then the result almost immediately, because it is quite visual. You know, we'll go through and go through a very technical razor cutting, but for this haircut, it's very visual. And as you'll see with, and I'll point out and to show you some of the key parts of the haircut and the sectioning, which is the most important part of where you do cut those shorter pieces. So we got it ready for the haircut itself. And one just allows the hair to be still malleable. I can get reaction, it's got texture, but it lets the razor slide through the hair quite easily. So I've sectioned the hair from the recession back to the crown, quite a straight section there, just to get the hair out of the way. And let me see the side part of the haircut, because it's important that this section I'm about to take, it runs from, as you see, there's my section from the recession, and here it slides back a little bit from that parting to just above the ear. So here you see the section coming off my parting to just above the ear. Now that's a section where I want the hair to break, and by using the razor I'm just going to get that separation. This haircut's about texture, that's all. You know, in the olden days, this would be called layering. Doesn't work for me anymore with my type of hairdressing. And the razor gives me the opportunity to create these nice sort of separate pieces that still allow everything to look classic, but it has this great sort of texture that just is sexy and is very modern. So moving through, I'm going to move right through the side of the head, repeating the same sort of idea, the movement. You see here, I've got that my next section. Sectioning is very important. You know, it might look like I'm just flying through with a razor, but my sections are so on point that allows me to know where I'm in the haircut, and then take that hair out where I really need it. And this is where I need it, just breaking right on the side of the head. You see me just dropping that hair out. With razor cutting, that's what you see. What's in your hands tells you how much you've taken out. You can see it visually, but that's just a reference as well. Now I'm starting to look and see how all this is coming together quite quickly in the haircut, because razor cutting can be technical. It's not a technical haircut, but it's a haircut that has a lot of things going on, so I need to be able to identify if my textures are working. Here I'm cutting a lot lower because this is my surface and I don't want to be as high as I was through the underneath. And you can see the different lengths I had there. There was a shorter and longer. And that's really just following the shape of the hairline. And I hope this sort of makes sense, because it's important that we follow the structure, what's already there. That gives us great hairdressing. Here's my last section, and you can see the hair has a great texture. It's reacting already. I'm going to move to the other side. I've not even started on the back, and I'm going to work on this side. Now, that old saying of do the same on the other side really doesn't work, because each side, the hair's different, movement. So I'm checking again, making sure that where I'm going to start to work in there, just identifying different lengths that are in there. Each side and every part of this haircut is customized to the head. It's not just one technique fits everything. You know, when we're cutting hair these days, it's very important that we're customizing our haircuts. And you see me here going in with the razor. Same idea, you know, working a little bit higher to lower through there. And here I'm showing you the stroke, going in and just taking that way out and creating that separation. I'm not thinning the hair because I'm not using the flat of the blade. It's using the tip to create separation. And that's what we're looking at as far as the texture. Here a little bit lower, and just really going for, you know, I've done all my research on this haircut. Now it's the fun part of cutting hair, and I'll continue through larger sections, you know, cutting hair where I want it. I'm following my eye, my instincts, and obviously the sectioning that I've done. And I'll keep showing you there, those bits that are coming off. Finishing the side, checking my texture, and readjust if I have to. You know, it's not a technique that's, oh, I'm finished with the technique, now I'm done the haircut. There you see, we're just going in and taking larger amounts out, starting to get my momentum going with the haircut, and having fun. This is fun. It's great to look at. You see a change right here in front of us that's fascinating for me with cutting hair. That we can see someone change with, I don't know, 5 sections of hair. That's absolutely amazing, and it's what keeps me thrilled about being a hairdresser. Just checking, flicking through, you can see all my short bits there. You know, this isn't fancy footwork. This is real ways to check your haircut. And the ultimate, you might have a mirror. I don't have mirrors in the studio, so I got to walk away. I suggest that anyway with clients. Spin them away from the mirror, look at them. You know, what do they look like? Is it getting there? Here I'm just going in, breaking up that surface area, I'm not measuring this side to the other because it doesn't matter. It's about, does it work? Because this type of hairdressing using a razor, you've already done the perfect bob. You've done the perfect one length. You've done perfect hairdressing over and over again. This is hairdressing that has gone to another level, and that's where we want to take you. So we're almost done with that side. I just want to spin around, start to look at the texture. You see me cutting a lot of hair here, but that hair still looks healthy. It can look one length. It's got versatility. That's what's amazing about the way we cut hair these days. It has to have that versatility, because people want to change the look almost every day. You see me going through there with a comb, showing you the sections I'm going to be taking, starting through the underneath, taking a lot of hair out there. I don't mind the ends being a little bit more translucent, and where do you get translucency is in the baseline. You don't cut through the top to get a translucent end. And kind of fancy razor work there, but just to show you what's going on. And working to the center. She's got that mad kind of wave going on in the center back, right at the nape, so being very aware of that. If I was cutting my hair shorter, I would be really, really conscious of that area, because it's going to do crazy things, because it's got this, you've got straight hair, then you've got this crazy curly bit, and you'll see it a bit more here. But just working right through to the back and checking my texture, making sure that what I'm doing is effective. I'm not cutting hair to make a film, I'm cutting hair to make somebody look amazing. And we're actually capturing it on film, which is fantastic. So, ready to go back in through the center, checking, that I'm not going to overcut this head, because there's nothing worse than thin hair. The razor, the texture, gives us a very weighty look, but with a great amount of separation, almost to the point where it could be 70s, 80s, 2020. A classic haircut will sustain the years and years and years, and it's just who you put it on. That's what makes it new. Here you see me going in very strong with the razor there, taking that weight out and just cutting those lengths. And yeah, it's really scary the first time you do this, but you don't do this. Absolutely not. You do what you're good at. Implement tools at your level. Don't try and copy haircuts. Do your haircuts and find other ways that you can implement tools if you want. You don't have to. But for me, I did it slowly. I used a stick razor for 3 or 4 years because I didn't want to cut myself. Here I'm in the center back, and that's where I want to take a lot of weight out. Amanda wears her hair back, and there's nothing worse than that big, thick back center. So for me, that's a natural area to start to cut into the hair, remove a lot more weight. Going to move into the bangs now. The bangs we cut, I think, 2 haircuts ago. And what I love to do with bangs is have my clients come back in every couple of weeks and just give them a little trim, maybe show them a different way how to blow dry their hair. Here I'm going through, just taking a little bit more weight out. We started about 2 inches back from the hairline. Now I'm adjusting that hairline to work with the rest of the haircut. And you see it right here, right over the top. Surface texture for me is the thing. It's very effective. It breaks lines. It keeps lines, so very important. Now I'm going to take my brush and go through and start to really feel through the haircut. Your hands, you can look in the mirror and, yep, you see something. You can stand back, look, but when you brush through the hair, put your hands in here, you feel how that haircut is. How the hair, the weight, the integrity, the texture, what do you have to do here to adjust to finish it? And that's what it's about. It's also You know, at this point you can talk to your client about, you know, putting the hair up, you know, show them little things and not actually do it, but just pull it back, show them areas that work with ponytails, lots of things to do. But it's all about engaging yourself in the haircut and its abilities. And that is crucial for us. Here I've got my scissors and I'm just going to work on the ends. She did have it coloured, so the ends are a little bit bleached and a little bit dry, so I just want to make sure I'm addressing that as well. Going to scissors, why? Because it's easier. Could I do it with a razor? Absolutely. But why? Scissors do the job that I want here, so use scissors. You know, don't use a razor because it's fun. Use it because you need it. Use it because that haircut needs it. And that's the best way to work. You know, we need a hammer, use a hammer. Don't try and hammer something in with a screwdriver. That's a funny analogy. But off I go. I think must have saw something over there. Here we go. Products. Chiffon. Very important. The hair's still a little bit damp. I don't know if you can see it here, but here's my amount. I'm showing her what I want to do. Use my fingers. I want to get it in at the roots. I'm putting in the roots around the area that I want to lift. You know, I'm looking for a nice, sexy Debbie Harry, you know, that idea. So I'm putting the product where I want it to work. I'm not starting at the ends or the bangs. Put it where you need it. Anything you do, you know, remember you got a client looking at you in the mirror. Whenever you do something, it has to react. That makes us look amazing. You know, you put something in, it's like, whoa, what was that? And of course, you've already made that choice. They know what's going in. But it's just nice, it's special when you see it and you see the product's really working. Going through, now I'm pulling it through to the ends. And there you go. That's a look. It's amazing. That's the texture. The hair was one length before. Coloured a little bit more with the chiffon. Just flicking the hair forward, put it on the ends. Just letting that separation, catching out all the ends. And when we pull her up, we should be able to see the full effect of it. Using your hands as much as possible. You know, I see a lot of hairdressers go to the brush, you know, after a haircut and the blow dry, and it's fine, but you know, when you use your hands, you're feeling this haircut. It's yours. You're exploring it. You know, even though we seem to be done, I have no problem going back in with the scissors and readjusting. So that's what we're going to do. But now I'm in a position when I'm almost done with this haircut. It's loaded up with the products. The haircut's almost done, looking good. You know, and that's the thing, is that it looks just effortless. So we're going to work and cutting the bangs. I use quite a large comb because, you know, I don't want too much tension. Using the scissors on the bangs, and I'm going to use a little combination here. We're going in and just chopping the underneath. You know, this is my first section, so I want the bangs to be very strong and straight or broken. So to do that, I have to do both those things. I have to create that texture through the underneath. You can see there, just making sure there's a little curve on it, just because of that section and the way I pulled the hair. Just breaking into it, just softening the surface of the bangs and getting that separation. You can see what I'm taking out right there. If I had solid bangs with this texture on the side, I think to me be dated too quick. So I want the option of solid or broken. And when I say broken, it's just more separate. A little bit more of a, not feathered idea. You see me here pointing out what we're doing. Using the flat of the blade there, which is great. So a little bit more separation. so you have that translucency if you need it. And to me, it's customizing haircuts, giving them the option, of what they can do, the performance with products, the texture. That's the ultimate. We're in a position where when we can do that, it gives us the credibility. We can charge more money because we deliver the goods every time. We have that quality in our work, whether it be a super strong haircut, soft, a trim. It's just all there. It's all elegant. And you see here, I knew before I started this haircut what it would look like. The texture, sorry, not what it would look like, because that's part of cutting hair. I've got product in the hair as well, so I'm reacting to almost a finished look. You can see we're going to work on the other side, and I really have no problem with jumping from scissor to razor to scissor to razor, because it's my instinct, it's what I feel, and I can't tell you that's the way you're going to do it, because the person sitting in front of you, that's yours. For me, this was what I needed right here, and I would never do it again on anyone else. Maybe not even on Amanda again. That moment captured, working in, creating that illusion of a line, and then we can work over the top and start to break into it. And when I say break into it, very common thing to say, but what does it mean? It means that you're disrupting the texture, you're exposing the underneath, you're creating short and long lengths that, for me, gives it versatility. Got the razor here, going to use the point, and look how deep I'm going in bangs. Amanda's got a lot of hair. I can afford to go in and do that and still have the bangs, have the versatility that I'm looking for. Even though on this side I use the razor more than the other side, it's not about one size fits all, oh, that has to be this, there, that. We know how to cut hair. Now we need to enjoy how we cut hair. Quite even and balanced. And balance too, what is balance? I never measure hair. To me, balance is that it just looks great. It's a perfect fit on your client, on your model, whoever you cut hair with. It has to fit, because otherwise we're just robots. We're $10 hairdressers. And at $10, you should still give a great haircut. So we're just finishing off the front. Let's have a look full on. And I'm going right through the surface here with the scissors and taking that out. You see, like, I'm picking it up. I'm not going to cut all of it. I'm cutting what I feel right there. Back to this side. Just a little bit more weight out there. She looks amazing. There's no mirror there, but if you cut someone's hair without a mirror, they know if their hair's good without even looking at it. It's an incredible experience that people just get, that, this is right, this is cool. And then you do the reveal, even better. Now we're going to use the dryer and just explore the haircut a bit more, explore the texture. I've got the product in it. I've got one in it, so it's still got that little bit of moisture. And just let this go. Here we go, we're done with the dry. Looks fantastic. I mean, just everything works. You can see what I was talking about with the bangs. You've got a little bit of translucency, but they have that line that's still there. And it can look very smooth, very flat, very traditional. But Amanda wears her hair like this, you know. She would use the Death Valley, you know. That's the kind of girl she is, so that's how we work. And what I have to do here is just make sure that everything is there. If there's something missing, I go in and readjust it. It's never too late. It's too late when they walk out the door, you know, and that's unforgivable. And checking the bangs. And great texture. Chiffon just lends itself well. It's got the separation, got a little bit of volume. I'm pushing this hair around like it's clean, dry, nothing in it.